Hey guys, DemonFire93 here, and welcome to what might be the only video of Heroes 2 that goes up on my channel. Now before I let you guys get to the actual gameplay of the video, let me explain why this will be the only video possibly. Well, I don't actually know why. Let's just say it's broken. What you're going to be seeing is what I was able to get recorded from the game. In the way that I did the story. But where there's black screens, there shouldn't be black screens. It should be showing you what's going on in the game. And for those who know how the Heroes series works, you kind of can tell what I'm doing during the black screens. You know, combat, in the castle doing, recruiting troops. So most of the story, or most of the game entirety, is not even existence. So this will probably be the only video of Heroes 2 that goes up on the channel, unless some of you guys have the knowledge to be able to help me, because I've tried different recording programs, can't get any to work. If you guys have recorded any, or know of somebody who's recorded some of Heroes 2 and has gotten it to work perfectly, maybe if you could let me know what type of recording software they have, because I love the Heroes Might and Magic series and I would love to do the second installment of the series. But if it's going to be like how this video is, we're just going to skip right over it and go to Heroes 3 next week. So that'll do it for our intro. So without further ado, here's my little story in Heroes 2.
Hey guys, and welcome to Heroes of Might and Magic 2! As always, I'm DemonFire93, and, well, we finished Heroes 1 last week, and we're jumping right into the sequel, but with a little bit of a twist. We're doing things a little differently. And so let's just get right into it so we can see how it looks. After the events of the last Great War, the four of us finally settled our differences, and we came to a new land. Four of us got on our boats, we sailed to a new land. What we found there was something we would never expect. Took our best heroes and figured out new things. Ran in to entirely new situations. For how are we supposed to know that in this land the dead rose and the gods themselves cast lightning down upon us? But even with new enemies to face, old grudges still stood. Might fighting magic. It wasn't until the barbarian surveyed the land from the observatory that he finally took in everything that this land had to offer. Although there may not be much, there is certainly enough for fighting. Certainly enough to fight over. And so they all went to war. Many, through sheer determination, were able to find ways to upgrade some of their creatures, make them stronger than they once were. Some through force, others, the old battles between might and magic renewed. The sorceress and the knight fought to the death. After they first landed, the knight heard of an attack using magic that had occurred. After confronting the warlock about it, he figured that it could not have been him, and so instead figured it had to be the sorceress. And so fought them to the death. It wasn't until after the battle that they truly found what had happened. See, it wasn't long after the knight had vanquished the sorceress that his own castle came under attack by new forces. The knight fought valiantly, but soon found himself overwhelmed to the point where he died. And his castle was taken from him. Second to receive an attack from one of their new foes was the barbarian. Heading towards his own resources to build this pyramid for the Cyclops, he ran into the necromancer. "You are not welcome here." But in the end, even they could not stand up to the might of the undead, and were vanquished. Even with the power of the upgraded orcs, they were not able to stand up against the power of the necromancers. The barbarians made one final stand at their new home to try and vanquish their new foes. They fought valiantly, but in the end, they were still no match, and were vanquished. Hearing the news that yet another of the original four had fallen, the two final mages had held a conference together, the sorceress and the warlock. But one of them was deceived. The warlock had not come to confer with the sorceress, but instead he had come in an ambush to draw her from her castle, her final forces, and kill her. Outraged, the sorceress fought with all her might to stop this villain from succeeding in his goal. But in the end, even she could not defeat him, and she fell to his mighty power. The warlock knew that he had to harness the new powers to upgrade his troops in order to achieve victory over the other two. Upon his return home and his victory over his sorceress enemy, the warlock first upgraded his green tower into a red tower, able to breed red dragons. With his new red dragons in tow, he went first after those who thought themselves to be gods of thunder, with their giants and their titans. After dispatching of this new threat, he scoured the battlefield and found a bunch of artifacts, apparently, and returned to his home in order to celebrate his well-earned victory. And with that victory, he claimed the Black Tower in order to upgrade his dragons from red to not black, because he didn't have the sulfur, until he decided to trade it from the marketplace. He needed 34 sulfur, so that's a hell of a lot more sulfur than he originally thought, and went, holy crap. Change everything into sulfur as the opera music starts to play in the background. But also required 17,000 gold, which is something he didn't have, and so he had to wait till the next turn anyways. Damn. Alright, fine. And on that turn, he upgraded his dragons to the Black Dragons and marched out for the final battle against the Necromancer. And with the last of the zombies fallen, the last of the undead army defeated, the wizard, the warlock, I keep changing those around, the warlock collected all of the artifacts, gathered the experience that he had that he would never use these special abilities, and vanquished the Necromancer, ruling the lands. And this has been our first look at Heroes 2. But that'll do it for us today, guys. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like. If you have any comments or suggestions, you can leave those in the comment section below. If you want to keep up to date with all of my videos, you can subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook to become a part of the conversation, also part of the voting for games I should play in the future. And as always, I'm DemonFire93, and I'll see you guys next time.